Good morning, sir. My daddy in the Lord, Dr. William Flonoshaw Kumuyi, my daddy in the Lord, the General Superintendent of Deeper Life Bible Church worldwide. Daddy, I greet you, sir. I pray that the good Lord that has called you to service will continue to strengthen you in life, in good health, with long life, so that the ministry will continue to thrive, which is all about discipling souls that will eventually make heaven. Thank you, Daddy. My name is Bro Yokuchijoke. I'm your son in the Lord, and I and my family are committed members of the church. We fellowship at Deeper Life Church, Lower Chime District. So, Daddy, why it's good that I make this introduction is for you to understand that I, as a member of the church, have every reason to lay complaint if I have anything that bothers me that has relationship with the church.
A video was brought to my attention of a brother who happens to be a member of Deeper Life Church, a spiritual son of Pastor W.F. Kumuyi. Is it W.F. Kumuyi? I hope I'm right. He's appealing to the general overseer to reduce the tuition fees being charged at Deeper Life academic institutions because his own son cannot afford to enroll at one of the schools. What triggers me in this particular video is the fact that this particular father was one of the pioneers in as far as contributions are concerned, contributions that led to the building of that school. I'll let you listen to his appeal so that you can have detail of what he is asking and the relevant points that he is raising.
And it is all about Deeper Life High School. Sir, it may interest you to know that when the idea was conceived, that the leadership of the church approached members in one of the service, and in fact, it was a continuous exercise as they continued to tell us the need for us to make pledges and redeem those pledges so that the land will be acquired and the school will be built and equipped. And the idea is that so that our children who will be enrolled in that school will continue in the trajectory of training our children the way they should go so that when they are old, they will not depart from it. It will also help them to avoid the public schools where social vices such as cultism, such as exam malpractice, fornication, homosexuality and lesbianism, and all manner of social vices, which is inimical to the growth of a child, will now will be taken far away from them. So we all bought the idea and made pledges. I made my pledge and I redeemed it, so also my wife. And the school, to the glory of God, has come to functioning for some years now. But I had to raise this concern because my son, by name Iyoku Gideon Chibeze, wrote the entrance exam last 2 months, that is March, and he came out with excellence. And yesterday, when I sent money to my wife to go and pay for the acceptance fee, she was meant to understand that this could have been increment from admission fee of 600,000 to about 900,000 now. And the termly fees of 400 and something thousand to 600 and something thousand now. When I spoke with my son, I told him that I can't be able to afford sending him to this school because the increment, not even minding that I'm even struggling to know if we're able to pay the initial fees, how much more now that increment has been made. And my son was badly heartbroken. He has been crying since yesterday that he can no longer attend the school of his dream, where some of his friends are schooling. The environment that he has actually visited and appreciated. So, and he has been heartbroken, and that is grieving me too, because he's now seeing me as a father who cannot be able to afford his son's happiness. And I'm using this medium to make a passionate appeal that you will intervene, that you, our daddy in the Lord, should intervene by calling to order the management of Deeper Life High School. Let them understand that we members of the church contributed money in buying the land and building and equipping the school. Let there be a subsidy, kind of half of what non-members are paying to members of the church. The half of these fees will at least be a bit reasonable for we members of the church, so that my son will not be disappointed, so that the children of other parents who are in my shoes will not be disappointed that the school that their parents contributed money to build, that they cannot attend that school. So that the general perception that is over there, that Deeper Life members have built schools for non-Deeper Life children. So, Daddy, intervene. This is serious. I am begging you. Let God guide you to do this. It may interest you to know that my son is a member of the children choir, and he has been doing his best to add to the good and the growth of the church. Now he's becoming disappointed because I cannot afford to pay his fees in that school. This is why I've made this video call. I've also wrote a letter to that effect. Please, Daddy, intervene, and may God continue to bless you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, my people, we are just going to be having a decent conversation. So to those of you that had engaged their defensive mechanisms, who are already in defense mode, waiting to throw arrows towards Mr. PDT, I would advise you to hold your ground, stand your position, and let's have a civilized conversation. We're not yet on Pastor Kumuyi yet, and I hope we keep it that way. But the way you respond to this video will determine the force and aggression that we bring back to your spiritual father. Because some of us, we don't have spiritual fathers. I only have two fathers, my biological and the one in heaven. Anything else that is in between me and my father in heaven should only be Jesus Christ, not a spiritual father. With that being said, let's address this matter. Let's understand our brother from another mother. He is a member. He acknowledges the fact that he is a spiritual son of W.F. Kumuyi. The points that he is raising are very noble. He was one of the members who contributed to the building of some of these schools. I don't know how many schools Deeper Life have, but according to his own testimony, he actually contributed recurring contributions towards the building of some of these academic institutions. Now it has gotten to a point whereby his own son cannot afford to enroll at one of the schools that he helped to build. If you were in his shoes, how would you feel about this? And he's raising a very important concern, that is it possible that Mr. Kumuyi offers subsidies to the members of Deeper Life, especially those specific members who participated, who contributed in the building of Deeper Life academic institutions? That can only make sense. It wouldn't make sense that if I am going to be partnering with, who can I use as an example? With Odumeje, let's use Odumeje, the Gandagandusa, the liquid metal. Let's say he wants to build an academic institution and he appeals to the general public, and I become one of the people that fund that project until its completion. And when it is established, it's now functional. My children are growing up. When they reach age of going to school, maybe I hit a financial crisis and I can't afford to pay the tuition fees. How should Odumeje address a matter like that? For someone who has been faithful in the contributions and donations towards the building of the structure or of the institution, would it not be fair for him to probably give a grant to those members that assisted and helped in the building of the school? That's basically what the brother is saying, that can Mr. Kumuyi please remember those who played a part in building these academic institutions that you are now using as a cash cow, because we should agree he's making money from the academic institutions, a lot of money. Can he not allow the sons and daughters of those top contributors or of anyone who is a member of Deeper Life to have some certain percentage cut off? Because one way or the other, members of Deeper Life contribute towards these academic institutions, contribute towards the entire Deeper Life ministry, contribute towards the well-being of Mr. Kumuyi. Which now makes us question and also wonder, aren't these academic institutions not supposed to be charity organizations? Are they not supposed to be helping those that cannot afford at all, not just members? Because I know their mission statement, when they are raising funds, they do so appealing to people's consciences, telling people that we want to help the community. Now that the structure is there, and they realize the potential profit that they can make from these academic institutions, they now start operating them like private schools. disadvantaging some of the members or even excluding the rest of the community from affording their basic tuition fees. When churches build schools or hospitals, are they supposed to run them as private hospitals or private schools, or they are basically for the community, for those who can't afford? Please help me understand, you that are in these churches. When your pastors raise money for these projects, are they saying we are raising money to build an institution that is going to support this ministry or that is going to support the men of God? Or they are saying we are contributing towards the building of a school that is going to assist our community members and some of our church members or our church members? Make it make sense to me. Because it doesn't make sense that he is charging 900,000 naira and he still has members who can't afford that and can still expel those kids or restrict enrollment. It doesn't add up. But tell me what you think in the comments.